The Monroe Doctrine, first articulated in 1823 by President James Monroe, with significant drafting by Secretary of State John Quincy Adams, is one of the most enduring cornerstones of U.S. foreign policy. It essentially declared that the Western Hemisphere was no longer open to European colonization, and that any attempt to interfere in the affairs of the Americas would be viewed as a hostile act against the United States. The historical context. Why was it created? In the early 1820s, the world was in a state of flux. Latin American revolutions, many former Spanish and Portuguese colonies like Mexico, Argentina, and Chile had recently won their independence. The U.S. feared that European monarchies, specifically the Holy Alliance of Russia, Prussia, and Austria, would help Spain reclaim these territories. Russia was asserting claims in the Pacific Northwest, Alaska down to Oregon, which worried both the U.S. and Britain. Great Britain actually proposed a joint declaration with the U.S. to keep other European powers out. However, John Quincy Adams convinced Monroe that the U.S. should make its own unilateral statement so it didn't look like a junior partner to the British. The three main pillars. The doctrine was buried in Monroe's 7th annual message to Congress on December 2, 1823. It established three critical principles. Non-colonization. The American continents were henceforth not to be considered as subjects for future colonization by any European powers. It emphasized that the political systems of Europe were fundamentally different from those of the Americas. Therefore, Europe and the Americas should remain distinct spheres of influence. The U.S. promised not to interfere in internal European affairs or existing European